Hey cat lovers, let me congratulate you on your immense love for your cat. After all, you're here to solve your cat's unwanted behavior without giving up on them. The good news is your kitty love is rewarded with a solution. Today's video has got you a plan and tips to get your well-behaved cat. All you need is to grab a piece of paper and a pen. Write down all the steps and tricks and follow them. Let's start. Number 1. Understand your cat as a cat and think about the cause and effect. It's all about accepting and then correcting whether yourself or your feline. So, let's get into another thing straight. Your cat is not a furry human or a dog. Instead, cats have their own agenda. They have unique training needs. They see your home as their territory and you as part of it. So when Mr. Whiskers or Miss Furry scratches the sofa or hops on the kitchen counter, they aren't being bad, they're cats. And cats do what makes sense to them. It either makes them fulfilled or safe and better. So, to stop your cat's unwanted behavior, first, figure out why they're doing that. Consider their age, energy, space, playtime, and nutrition. Then know your cat better. How they feel before and after the bad behavior. Some unwanted behaviors happen because your cat is trying to solve a problem or feel more comfortable. Sometimes the reason is just an out-of-the-box thing. You must also think out of the box. Take the example of my spayed cat, Mona. She just started spraying her urine in my home. She sprays it, but it doesn't smell offensive like territorial sprays. I consulted my vet, and they told me that she wasn't marking territory, but doing it out of habit. Finally, after several stressful days, I figured out the cause. Can you guess what? It was a learned behavior. She just befriended an unneutered Tom who would spray here and there in neighborhoods. To stop her spraying, I had to keep her indoors. When she spends too much time outside with her friends, she starts spraying. So, to fix the problem, think like a cat and find out why they're acting that way. If you're still not sure, do some research online. Number 2, let's stay calm upset by your cat's behavior. First things first, stay calm. Seriously, your cat can tell when you're on edge. They're just cats. Built as solitary hunters who care about their security, food and territory. You domesticated them. Little changes easily stress them, leading to making them feel unsafe. So what happens? They do awkward things while indoors, as they can't run from the cause, making them behave that way. Whatever they do indoors, nothing is planned but has a reason, in fact. For example, they skip the litter box because using it causes uneasiness or pain in case of health issues. Eliminating outside the box seems more comfortable to them. Whether it's a smell or just the feeling of litter or liners under their paws that make them feel awkward. They scratch the sofa to relax their paws and mark them as their own. They run over the counters thinking they belong to their territory, or they're curious because of the tempting smells inside the cabinets. They scratch you or bite you. Nothing surprising. It's part of their natural kitty play. They think you're their big clumsy cat, or maybe some past trauma makes them feel threatened by your presence. Midnight zoomies troubling you? The cat has daytime boredom. So by yelling you aren't solving the problem but making them behave worse. How? Studies show that cats are hypersensitive to your mood. They can smell the stress hormones that the body releases when you're annoyed at your cat. When your cat senses you're stressed, they see you as a scary human, but still know you're their caregiver. As a result, they become anxious and act out. They're not being sneaky or planning anything. They're just reacting instinctively, vice versa. Calm human means your cat feels safe and secure. They're more likely to pay attention to you, and if they feel more empowered, they're ready to cooperate with you. So, no matter what it is, whether your cat's clawing at the couch or knocking over your plants, don't stress. Stay cool, collected, and patient. Number 3, make your action plan. Now it's time for action. Write down your cat's behavioral problem and its potential cause. Then, at the next step, see an alternative action you can propose when you forbid them from doing that annoying thing. Answer the questions. Will your solution be equally rewarding for them? Will they feel equally satisfied? For instance, if you want your cat not to bite you while playing, then what should they bite instead? Maybe some stuffed kitty toys with catnip inside that you can gently offer them when they bite you. You don't want your cat to scratch the sofa or chair? Then what should they do? That can be spatial scratch boards and posts, but make sure first you clean and hide the scratched sofa surfaces so the smells don't attract them back. If you don't want your cat hiss at other cats, then how should they behave alternatively? Probably they should sit in their hammock-style hanging beds. You don't want your cat to dance on your bed at midnight. Then how and when should they play instead? Plan highly active plays during the noon and evening, followed by a hearty meal to help them sleep better. If you dislike your cat running on counters, where should they run then? Store the scent-giving items from your cabinets in sealed jars. Offer your cat trees in shelves. Remove them from the scene, by showing them disapproval and putting treats on their tree to attract them. I hope it's making sense. So now it's time for a unique solution or a plan according to the problem that you're facing. Just write it down and think about action. Altering their behavior will only take 20-30 repetitions. Number 4, use sound and redirect behavior. All right, you outlined the problem and possible solution. Now it's time for practical things. To stop your cat's unwanted behavior, you've got to redirect their attention to something better. A few of these have been outlined already. But before redirecting their attention, you need to grab it first. This is where sound comes in handy. Pick a sound that will serve as your signal of disapproval. You can use no, shh, or Nixxx, with emphasis on X to create hissing, like Nixxx. If you're fine with a clicker, that can also become your signal for no. Personally, I prefer the sound Nixxx because it works great as it mimics a hiss, which cats naturally understand as a warning from their feline language. Now follow through. Let's say your cat is scratching your furniture. As soon as you catch them in the act, use your loud sound of Nixxx. This will interrupt them to be aware of your disapproval. Then gently pick them to move them to the alternative solution you outlined. For example, your cat has no medical reason to avoid the litter box, and you catch them trying to pee on the carpet, saying Nixxx loudly. Then pick them up and place them gently in the litter box. Stay by their side to motivate them to sit in the litter box. As soon as they finish their business, give them treats and a gentle pet. Maybe initially, your cat doesn't ease in the litter box, but you have to teach them to spend the time of urgency in the litter box first and reward it as well. Soon they'll use the litter box. Similarly, you can stop other types of unwanted behaviors. Stop here. Again, reflect on your kitty's problem and write how you'll be successfully redirecting them. Plan written. Now imagine it happening. Yes, that's the magical part, the visualization. With the power of visualization, you can tune your mind to work on the action plan. Studies show that surgeons reduce their stress by mentally practicing their tasks ahead of time. Also, imagine how happy you feel after giving a pat and a few treats to your cat, who has settled on your chosen solution after diverting their attention from their previous indulgence. Yeah, you can also give a pat on your back, feeling empowered. Let's move on to the next tip. Number 5, practice positive reinforcement. Want to keep your cat to behave well? Reward the behavior often. That's just like how often you disapprove. Nixxx equally rewards their goodness with reward. We name it positive reinforcement, which is about encouraging your cat to repeat actions you like by associating them with something they love. Since cats always want to feel safe and nourished, they respond way better to rewards than to scolding. But remember, you must reward them immediately by finding them doing good. An immediate reward will help them remember what action made them please you and win your love in the form of a treat. After all, cats live in the moment. The more often they get rewarded for good behavior, the more likely they are to stick with it. Keep it fun, keep it positive, and watch your cat become a well-behaved, happy companion in no time. You'll come to thank me, I bet. Number 6, be consistent with your reactions. Consistency is key, people. Cats are like little ninjas. They're always testing boundaries. If you let them slide once, they'll test you again and again. So, when it comes to stopping those unwanted behaviors, you've got to stay firm. Here's the deal. Cats don't respond well to shouting. In fact, yelling might just freak them out, making them fearful or anxious. And trust me, a stressed cat is way harder to manage. Instead, always use the same tone and command. Calm, steady, and clear. Say no or use your chosen sound like Nixxx every single time. No exceptions. Why does this work? Cats thrive on routine. They like knowing what to expect. When your reactions are consistent, your cat starts to understand what's acceptable and what's not. If you're giving them mixed signals, sometimes letting them get away with things, sometimes scolding them, they'll just get confused. And guess what? They'll keep pushing those boundaries. Think of it like this. If one day you let your cat climb onto the counter and the next day you scold them, they have no idea what the rules are. But if every time they do something wrong, you calmly correct them in the same way, they start connecting the dots. Science backs this up too. Studies show that animals, including cats, learn through consistent reinforcement. If the behavior always leads to the same result, they'll start to avoid it or repeat it depending on the reward. So stay firm, stay calm, and stay consistent. Over time, your cat will get the message loud and clear. Consistency is the magic that makes all the other steps work. Keep at it, and your cat will soon learn what's cool and what's off limits. Number 7, practice games to teach no or Nixxx ready to level up your cat's behavior. Let's play a Nixxx game. This fun, sneaky way will teach them self-control. Did you know cats need a bit of discipline with them too? So what's a better way to do it than through play? Here's how it works. Grab a treat that your cat loves. Sit peacefully with your cat. and place the treat in front of them, but don't let them snatch it right away. When they make a move to touch or grab it, say Nixxx in a calm, firm voice. You need control and patience here. Yelling is a big no. Just calmly tell them to wait. The goal is to have them pause, even if it's for just a second. Once they stop and wait, boom, they win the treat. Give them the treat as a reward. This mini victory will make your cat understand the meaning of Nixxx, and trust me, they'll catch on quickly whenever you utter that sound. They'll stop whatever they're doing. Your next task is to extend their waiting time to infuse more patience. You can extend the waiting time by starting with a second or two, then stretching to 5, 10, or more. But please be realistic. Take your cat as an innocent 2-year-old kid, and don't make them wait for several seconds or minutes. They'll lose interest or get frustrated in your game. Remember, you're teaching them to control their impulses. With each success, they'll get better at it. Game on! Number 8. Create a series of positive experiences. You got to stop your cat from 1 or 2 unwelcomed behaviors. But what if you can flip the entire script to transform your cat into a feline friend you love being around? Here is the key. Ensure positive interactions and build ultimate trust to help your cat feel safe. Think of it like this. Building trust with your cat is just like building any relationship. It's about creating good vibes. You want your cat to associate you with positive experiences so they aren't stressed. They're ready to cooperate with you, even going against their will. So what should you do? Not only should you reward the behavior you outlined as a solution, but you should also reward them whenever you find them going well. No, I'm not talking about overfeeding your cat with treats. The idea is they should love you. So, use your physical connection as a reward as well. For example, you can give them a gentle scratch behind the ears, offer a little playtime, or an outdoor walk, if feasible for you at the moment. That positive reinforcement isn't just about stopping the bad behavior, it's about encouraging the good. It's about setting the stage for a happier, more peaceful relationship. And yes, this approach works. Studies show that animals, including cats, respond better to positive reinforcement than punishment. So the next time your cat curls up beside you, instead of clawing at the couch, make sure they know that's the behavior you love. Soon enough, those cozy, calm moments will become the norm. And who doesn't want more of that? Number 9, avoid punishment and reflect on areas for improvement. We all get frustrated with our plans sometimes. They don't seem to work. Who should you blame? Your cat? No. Maybe you need to reflect on your plan. At this stage, please stay away from any idea of punishment. I heard somebody comment on YouTube that they gently hit their cat's hind quarter to stop their annoying action. They said they were successful in breaking their cat's pride. Beware, it'll cost trust and you're priceless bound. So focus on teaching rather than punishing. If your plan didn't work, take a step back and reflect. There must be something you could change. Maybe you couldn't identify the cause, making them misbehave. Or maybe your technique needs a little tweak. In fact, every cat is different, and it all starts with understanding your cat more and more. For example, I have owned 5 cats in total. All were different. One would love to give me head bumps but never let me pat. Another would sit in my lap and lick me whenever she is sick, but hates being picked. Then there's my 6-month-old kitten who would love sucking my shirt, thinking of me as his mother, but he never licks my hands as a token of love. So, know more about your cat and make adjustments to your plan as needed. Sometimes a small change, like adding more positive reinforcement or adjusting your tone, can make a big difference. Remember, it's not about being perfect. It's about improving and creating a safe, trusting environment where your cat can learn and grow. Number 10, be patient. Training a cat isn't a race, it's a marathon. If you're a part of this good marathon, give time, be patient, and don't be shy. Always have plenty of persistence. As said earlier, cats aren't built to respond instantly like dogs. They're more like tiny, introverted, furry philosophers. They need time to process what's happening. So consistency is key here. Repeat the commands and rewards regularly. Over time, your cat will start understanding what no really means. But don't expect results overnight. It's all about the long game. Remember, if you succeed in teaching your cat what no or Nixxx means, you can also teach them the meaning of yes. It's all about building a better relationship with your cat, one based on trust and understanding. This slow journey is worth every bit of patience. Believe me. And trust me, progress will astonish you. Number 11. Put your cat first with your interior designs. Lastly, here comes the big plan. If you've got a cat, you're sharing your home with your cat. It's a cat home too. Now your cat sees your space as their territory, so why not design with them in mind as well? Believe me, it'll eliminate tons of problems. For instance, if you have some extra space and money, make a catio to allow your cat to love their space the way they want. And if the space is limited, you can smartly plan to add cat-friendly features like scratching posts, cozy nooks, or high perches. This way, you'll provide your cat places to play, relax, and mark their territory. When they love their personal space, they won't hang out on your furniture and counters. When they have their toys provided in their areas, they won't bite or scratch you. You just need to satisfy their natural instincts and reduce stress and boredom to make them happy. By putting your cat's needs first, you'll solve behavioral problems and build a more harmonious living space for everyone. So, fellow cat lovers, this was a complete action plan to acquire a loving cat that loves you too. Find the cause, write down a solution, be patient, and imagine your success. Finally, let us know what works for you. Remember, sometimes, with more serious behavioral issues, your cat might need a vet's help to make a proper diagnosis. These can be anxiety, maternal aggression, or compulsive disorder. In such cases, ask your vet. If you liked today's video, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends who might be troubled by some cat behaviors. Don't forget to subscribe to this for amazing feline-related tips and tricks. Thank you for watching.